season. You remember he took over for Jack Pardee with 6 games left back in '94, and here's Joe Nedney ready to get rid of it for Tennessee. And the Packers, who took their opening drive of the game down the field for a touchdown last week at home against Chicago, they will start with a football. Their kickoff return average 16.5 yards. That's good for last, dead last in the National Football League.
Yeah, I'm looking at this Tennessee team, a disappointing 5-7. You know, the Packers were 5-7 this time last year, and they won their last 4 games. It was a momentum builder into this coming season. Tennessee said they want to play the spoiler here the last month of the season, knock off the Packers, knock off the Raiders, and have a little satisfaction doing it.
Green Bay hasn't returned a kick for a touchdown all season. That's Levens. That's the 20, a little spin, still going, and an effort all the way out near the 30-yard line, and that's where Green Bay will start with a football. Here is Brett Favre, who leads the National Football League with his 25 touchdown throws. He has thrown 14 picks. Favre has been sacked 17 times this season. Very good young offensive line. It's Flanagan now at center. He has taken over for Frank Winters, who is his backup. The wide receiver Schrader and Freeman. In the backfield is Amon Green and William Henderson, a tremendous blocking fullback. Good pass receiving fullback, and the tight end is Bubba Franks. They start in the shotgun. Favre plenty of time. That's Schrader. That's a first down. So they start right in the shotgun, as Brian Baldinger told you they might. Now the defense for the Tennessee Titans. You know about Javon Kearse. You know about Kevin Carter. Carter has only 2 sacks this season. Kearse has 9, joined by Fisk and Evans in the middle. The linebackers, Randall Godfrey, they are banged up, as are the Green Bay linebackers, and the secondary, including the rookie, the cornerback, Andre Dyson, younger brother of Kevin Dyson, the receiver. Handoff to Green, and he is smacked. That's Fisk, and that's a loss on the play.
Going to see this front 7 of Tennessee still very good against the run, where they were the best in the league last year. Jason Fisk right in the middle here. Slips Mike Flanagan at the center position. Hits him on Green before he's able to get started. Just talking to Jeff Fisher this week, he didn't think Green Bay was going to get a lot in the middle right there, that he thought he would spread them out, come to the shotgun like they are right now, and work on the worst secondary in the league.
Second down and 13, and a handoff to Amon Green. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage, +1, and the tackle by Jason Fisk, a gain of 4.
Well, we've seen already in the first 3 plays, 2 top plays in the shotgun. And what makes their shotgun effective is what Amon Green just did. They're able to run their offense out of the shotgun, the running game as well as the passing game. Most teams, that when they go shotgun, it's all pass, and the defense can play pass. They can pin their ears back. Packers do a good job of balancing it and keeping you honest on defense.
3rd down and 9 for Green Bay.
Antonio Freeman in the slot is where Favre likes to go in this situation.
There's pressure. Favre is sacked. And a good start for this Tennessee defense as Josh Evans rings up his 5th of the year. We'd like to welcome those of you watching Indianapolis and Atlanta. The victory for Indianapolis, 41-27 over the Atlanta Falcons. And here's the push up front from the defensive line for Tennessee.
What's disappointing there is they actually double-teamed Javon Kearse, but his speed and movement got underneath the double team and still got to Favre.
So Green Bay got 1 first down on their initial possession of the day. Bidwell punts, and the catch is made outside the 20 by Derek Mason. 37-yard punt, and we'll get our first look at Steve McNair and this Tennessee Titans offense. Career record as a starter, 3rd best winning percentage among active quarterbacks, and as we mentioned, on a terrific tear this past 6 games. Protected by this offensive line, with DiNapoli starting at center and Matthews now kicked over to left guard. The running back, Eddie George, has yet to record a 100-yard day. The wideouts are Mason and Dyson. On first down, McNair flushed. Throws on the run and out of the reach of Eddie George. Let's meet the Green Bay defense. Bernardo Harris was out on coverage. He's the middle linebacker, but he doesn't pop up right here. No, it's the defensive line. Bonnie Holiday, Santana Dotson, Jim Flanagan, Cledius Hunt. They're without Gilbert Brown. They're without John Theory. Both are inactive for this game. There are the linebackers. All three are banged up. And here is the secondary, and boy, do they miss Leroy Butler. However, Bao Ju is trying to take his place at the strong safety spot. 2nd and 10. Pass is behind Kenny, and I don't see a penalty flag on the field.
Yeah, it looked like Flanagan was a little jumpy in the interior of that line, but already we're seeing Steve McNair out here coming out and throwing the football on the first 2 downs. In past years, those first 2 plays would have gone to Eddie George. But with the injury to George, who's still trying to come back from a horrible toe surgery in the offseason, he wasn't able to go through his normal offseason routine of building himself up, going to Ohio State, working on the track, and he's never recovered fully from that.
Flanagan may have gotten away with one on that last play, so it's 3rd and 10. 3 straight throws right out of the box. That's Mason, and he is brought down immediately by Todd McBride, and it's time for Tennessee to punt. 3 and out.
You know what's impressive watching this Packers defense is, one, the tackling. That was an excellent open field tackle to shut down the Titans in the first drive, but they're playing a lot of backups. And these guys are playing as well as the starters, and most teams in this league don't have that kind of depth.
Well, the bad news for Green Bay, their kick return average is last in the National Football League. The good news, their punt return average is 30th in the National Football League, 2nd to last. On 4th down, that punt by Hendrick. It is a beauty. The former Packer. Wow, that's fantastic. That ball will come to rest at the 1. A 70-yard punt. That is his season long, and he saved it for his former team.
That looks like your backspin hitting the green, isn't it? Just
absolutely.
letting it die right up there.
There are kicking footballs, and then there are Bellata footballs, and this thing came to rest at the 1.
Yeah, I mean, somebody just gave it a sniper shot. Look, everybody wants to get down there to huddle around the ball. Antonio Freeman just thinks that ball's going in the end zone.
The reaction on the bench for Craig Hendrick.
Well, it's a team effort, and so that gets Eddie George up off the field, and now the crowd is into it here. Green Bay has to run a conservative offense from inside the 1.
Hand off to Green. He's met in the end zone. Safety. And Tennessee is on the board. Kevin Carter with tremendous push, and he had help.
And Jeff Fisher told us that he didn't think Green Bay was going to make any money running into the middle of this defensive line. Look at the pressure right here. You see Kevin Carter there at one side along with Jason Fisk playing defense on the other side of the football. Ahman Green never able to get to the line of scrimmage.
So that's twice now that Green's been met in the backfield, and a guy that was described as a power halfback hasn't been able to get it going. And a good start for Jeff Fisher, who in years past has taken a lot of pride in that defense, but because of a few free agent defections and injury, that defense has been knocked around this season.
You know, Green Bay, talking to Brett Favre yesterday, he said, look at this, Detroit Lions never able to get to that unlucky 0-13, beat the Vikings at home for their first win today. But, you know, just talking to Favre yesterday, he was concerned about this Tennessee team. They don't see him on film very much. They're an AFC team, a non-conference team, and just that level of unfamiliarity with this group. Coming off a huge win last week against Chicago.
So now the free kick, and Josh Bidwell will kick it back to Tennessee. And whistles before the punt, and it's a good thing for Green Bay because that punt by Bidwell was awful. So we'll see what the call is. Maybe they just weren't ready for it. And we will have another free kick from Bidwell. That's evidently the case. Bidwell's got to wait for the whistle, and he did not. And Josh is happy to get another chance at it. Bidwell with a 43.6-yard average, 68 yards is his long for the season. And that first effort, he almost missed altogether.
You don't get the chance to practice this very much. First safety against the Packers this year. But special teams have been a problem for this team, and it's the one area that Mike Sherman was most concerned about.
That's Derek Mason, much better punt. Mason trying to get to the 35, makes a move, and he is hit and hit hard right at the 35 by Torrance Marshall. Let's go back to Los Angeles. Our first game break. Here's JB.
Trailing 27-24, Minnesota, last play of the game against Detroit, trying to pull it out. Bauman looking for Chris Carter, incomplete, and Detroit picks up his first victory of the season. Matt Millen saying, thank God we've got one. Back to Joe Buck and Brian Baldwin.
So there you go. After one frustrating shot of Matt Millen up in the box after another, week after week, finally they're able to rejoice, and it's the first win of the season for Detroit. They've come oh so close, and they finally get there.
Well, they were playing just well enough to lose games the last couple weeks, but you could just see, we saw them last week against Tampa, that they were getting closer to that point. And Matt Millen, whose eyes were rolling in the back of the head like a bad slot machine, you know, I mean, for past weeks, it's good to see him get that win. That Minnesota team really spanked Tennessee last week up there.
We'd like to welcome those of you watching Minnesota and Detroit. Second down and 9 after George got one. This is his second carry of the day, and he falls forward out to the 37-yard line. Bernardo Harris made the stop. If you have just joined us, it has been all defense so far. First series for the Tennessee defense. Play by Fisk, and then the sack by Evans. And in the second series, first play from scrimmage from just inside the 1, the safety. And Tennessee is on the scoreboard leading 2-0. So they get the ball back after the free kick, and it's 3rd down and 7. Packers showing blitz, and they come. McNair dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That's a sack, and it's time for Tennessee to punt. Bonnie Holiday was there, and eventually Darren Sharper got there as well.
McNair never got comfortable. Watch the blitz here coming in. Balju comes. Eddie George has a decision to make between picking up Nile Diggs or Balju. He doesn't block any of them, and McNair is swarmed. The advantage of being in the shotgun is you can see the blitz coming, but on 3rd and long, like they had, very difficult to allow those patterns to develop when you're under the pressure.
A 70-yard punt by Hendrick his first time. The main reason why Tennessee is on the board with that safety. This not near the punt that he gave Tennessee the first time. And this is Freeman. Antonio Freeman out to midfield. A 47-yard punt, a 30-yard return by Antonio Freeman. So the team that's 30th in the NFL in punt return yardage gets a good one from Freeman, and the Packers will start from midfield. Well, Antonio Freeman gave the Packers something they haven't gotten for the last 4 games. That last return of 30 yards is more than the last 4 games combined that the Packers have had on punt returns.
Well, his rookie year, he was the punt returner here. He came in as a 3rd-round pick from Virginia Tech as the punt returner.
On first down from midfield, quick throw, incomplete. No penalty flag as Samari Roll got there, defending against Antonio Freeman, and Favre was hit when he let it go.
But this Tennessee front is still very good. Forget about the record. This was a physical and dominant football team in the NFL the last 2 years. They won more games in the regular season in '99 and 2000 than anybody. 26 games, and they got it because they were a pressure defense. The problem where they've been this year is in this situation. When you spread the field with 3 or 4 wide receivers, the injuries in the secondary, they can't cover as well.
Second down and 10 from the shotgun yet again. Favre gets it to Schrader. Streaking across the middle. He's brought down short of a first down by Perry Phoenix. Forced out of bounds after a gain of 8.
But when you get man-to-man coverage, those crossing routes that take a long time are the best routes, because Billy Schrader is coming across the defense. And just imagine crossing 5th Avenue in New York City at Christmas time. There's a lot of traffic there. And so you rub yourself against the traffic and you can create an opening.
Schrader is their speed guy on the outside. Freeman has that emotional link to Favre. He's his favorite. He lines up in the slot to the right. Schrader down at the bottom of the screen, and Favre doesn't like what he sees, so he calls a timeout. First time, a ding, a ding, a ding, springtime. Little Willy Wonka reference for you. It's third down and 2. Yes, third down and 2 for Green Bay. They're at 65% this season on third down and 2 yards or less.
4 wide receivers, empty backfield here. Going to throw it.
Over the middle, wide open is Driver, and hello,
Watch how
Terry
Antonio Freeman. Antonio Freeman makes this play. He clears it out for Driver. He's in the slot, the first man in the slot. Here we go. We'll take a look. Right here is Antonio Freeman. He's going to take this right here and open it up for Donald Driver coming underneath. See, Antonio Freeman clears it out there.
So it's first down for the Packers. They're inside the Tennessee 35. Favre is flushed out. That's Curse. Favre just threw it away just to get rid of it. And Javon Curse had all the pressures. He was salivating over potentially his 10th sack of the year.
Well, this is one of the most feared pass rushers in the league, and he can't believe that he couldn't get Favre down. And it is the hardest thing in football to try and get Favre down with the ball. He's a competitor. He said that, heck, if I was playing football, I'd probably be a fullback. And that's a good stiff arm. And just struggling to get that ball out of his hand like that and save the sack is amazing.
Second down and 10. Amon Green hasn't done much in this first quarter. He falls forward inside the 30. He got 4, and it'll be 3rd and 6.
Well, I think the key here for Green Bay early in this game is how they are able to attack this Tennessee defense. It looks like they're having more success early, spreading them out, shotgun, and picking their spots underneath in the passing game than trying to run Amon Green. And what that will do, that it will eventually open up the running game.
Jeff Fisher expected Green Bay to spread them out. They spread out here with 3 wide receivers, 2 in the backfield, Levens and Green on 3rd and 6. That's Schrader, and there's no one around him. And that's a first down for Green Bay at the Tennessee 20.
Well, we were talking to Brett yesterday, and he said that he took Billy Schrader hunting on Friday. And I think they had a little bit of a chat. I mean, Billy Schrader in motion here is going to cut right off of a... And here he is in the middle of the field. You see, they're working against the zone right now. And the reason why they're working against the zone is because there's been so many injuries in the secondary of Tennessee that they can't hold up man-to-man. So the key in that zone is to find a soft spot where nobody is and have a little bit of an area free around you.
On first down, Amon Green cannot get the running game going. The Packers can't. And Green is back to the line of scrimmage as Josh Evans knocked him down.
Well, you just mentioned something kind of key there, Joe. Just getting back to the line of scrimmage. I mean, that's what he's just trying to do right now. This is the NFC's leading rusher. And a guy that has been an unbelievable player since he's come here to Green Bay. In a trade last year with Seattle for Fred Vincent. Fred Vincent no longer in football. And those two guys, Green and Favre, probably the 2 best trades that Ron Wolf ever made.
Green 5 carries for 4 yards. Favre drops it off to Henderson, the fullback. And he's knocked down inside the 15. A gain of 6.
That time, Brett Favre just got that football off. Beat the pressure of Javon Curse, who actually went from right end to left end. The thing that Brett Favre has the ability to do is every single quarterback coach that ever coached him tries to teach him fundamentals. Here he is working on the outside. I mean, Bubba Franks never got out of his stance. And Tennessee would salivate over that matchup the rest of the day.
Third down and 4 for Green Bay. 9th play of the drive, and that pass underthrown. Dorsey Levens out of the backfield, the intended receiver. And an area that has been a struggle for Green Bay this season, Ryan Longwell, and that field goal unit trots onto the field.
You know, they just missed an opportunity in the red zone. And the more I watch pro football now, the difference between these games is what a team does in the red zone. Green Bay not able to capitalize. Got to put their field goal kicker out, who's missed 9 field goals this year.
33-yard try for Longwell. And he drills it. No flags on the play, so Ryan Longwell puts Green Bay on the board. That makes it 3-2 Packers with 5:27 left in this first quarter. Tickets they've had here in a long time. A, the Titans are good here at home and they pack them in anyway. B, they're playing Green Bay. And if the Packers were playing on the island of Tonga, there'd be Green Bay Packer fans walking around the hotel lobby.
Well, they have a cheesehead factory in Tonga.
Here's Mason. Oh, God. What a hit by Henderson. Derek Mason got to the 27-yard lines. He will carry a bruise back to the bench with him as he just got his bell rung. 21-yard return. Yard number 21 was tough. For Tennessee, 5 yards. Eddie George has started out 2 carries, 3 yards. Steve McNair is 1 for 3 with 6 yards through the air. They've lost some yardage on plays, so a grand total of 5 yards here in the first quarter for the Titans. Empty backfield behind McNair. Blitz coming. Over the middle, that's Mason. He was just hit and hit hard on the kick return, and now Vonnie Holliday makes the tackle after a gain of 4.
I can't believe the change in identity of Tennessee during the course of this season. They're going to go empty backfield here, so Green Bay is going to blitz it every time they see it today. Now, the key to this, can McNair beat the blitz with speed of decisions, able to get the ball out of his hands to Mason quicker than the blitz was able to get there.
2nd down and 6. Eddie George tries the right side and does not get much. Eddie George, who rushed for over 1,500 yards last year and 14 touchdowns, is now averaging 2.9 yards per carry.
Almost a full yard less than his career average. And the reason is the offensive line is banged up, and he didn't have a good offseason where he was really able to get himself in the shape that he's able to punish the defense.
6 defensive backs in the lineup for Green Bay. It's 3rd down and 5. Quick throw, Mason brought down immediately, just short, and now they'll call incomplete pass. Line judge running in to mark the football, and Mason could not hang on, and it's time for Tennessee to punt yet again, and the offense is sputtering.
Well, here you're going to see great coverage here by Keith Thibodeau, who strips the ball away. That's called finishing the play. Mason had the ball right there, and as he's going down, Thibodeau, who was brought in here with some injuries in the secondary to Green Bay, was able to finish it and strip it.
3rd punt of this first quarter for Hendrick. Antonio Freeman, who has a return of 30 yards already today, waiting deep. Hendrick hangs it high. And it is out of bounds. We'll see where they mark it. Still walking, still walking. It'll be a 1st down for Green Bay at the 24. A 43-yard punt, no return. Tennessee gives it back to Green Bay. Favre and company back on the field. That special game Saturday at 4:30 Eastern, 1:30 Pacific on Fox. Favre to throw on 1st down. Schrader, his 4th catch here in the first quarter. He got 9, forced out of bounds by Andre Dyson.
I remember talking to Brett yesterday. He said any receiver on this team, including the running backs, could be the guy. And he said as long as he's been here, there's only one guy that ever wanted to be the guy, and that was Sterling Sharp. He said, I'd look in the huddle and I'd say, all right, I'm coming to you. And Sterling wanted the ball. He said he comes in the huddle now, and he's not sure whether it's Freeman or Schrader right now if they want to be the guy. But right now, Billy's the guy in the crossing routes.
2nd down and 1. Out of the shotgun on 2nd down and 1, and they run it with Green. In trouble in the backfield, and he lost yardage. Good push up front by the Titan defensive front four, and let's go for a game break back in Los Angeles with James Brown.
Joe and Brian, an ugly affair at Cleveland Stadium. The referees had to leave the field when the fans started reacting to what they felt was a box call. The game was completed. Jacksonville went on to win it. We will explain all the ugly details at halftime. Too complicated to get into right now. But Joe and Brian, we will do that at halftime. Back to you.
That's frightening. 3rd down and 2. Off his back foot, Corey Bradford, incomplete. Deron Jenkins was defending on the play, and Green Bay 3 and out.
You say to yourself, 3rd and 2, you're going to run a streak and take that shot, which is a low percentage throw. But it's a good throw during the course of this game because it's going to get a depleted secondary, the 31st ranked secondary in the league, thinking deep ball. It'll get them on their heels a little bit for the next follow-up series.
Yet 3rd and 2, they have not been able to establish a running game. And here's Favre taking a shot down the field, and Bidwell on for his 2nd punt. Gets it away, a flutter ball that is fielded by Mason right at the Tennessee 30. 38-yard punt, no return, and Tennessee gets the ball back.
Ball like he is this year, he'd just like to have a better running game to go with it.
How will they start this drive on 1st down? From their own 30. McNair, Vonnie Holiday up his back, and the ball came out.
White ball, white ball, white ball, white ball.
And Green Bay takes over. Vonnie Holiday with the sack. The ball popped out, and the Packers will take over inside the Tennessee 25.
Watch the lunge here of Vonnie Holiday. Working on the outside here against Brad Hopkins. Beat him cleanly to the inside. And when there's no threat of a running game the way Tennessee's playing today, it allows a guy like Vonnie Holiday to forget about the run.
Ruling on the field that the ball popped out before McNair's arm was going forward.
No challenge from the Titans.
Awfully close, and now 1st down for Green Bay. They start at the Titans 21. Favre steps up and he'll run. Wide open up the middle of the field, and a 1st down as he slides down at the 5. A gain of 15.
Well, it's man coverage. And Favre gets up smiling, huffing and puffing too. Watch this lane open up. You're going to see Eddie Robinson goes with Amon Green, taking him out of the backfield. The threat of Amon Green took the middle linebacker right out of the play and opened up the floodgates for Favre.
Favre, who does a lot of running, but by his own admission, the majority of that running is behind the line of scrimmage. He said, I'm not looking to cross the line of scrimmage. I want to throw the ball. But that was just too inviting, and 15 yards later, it's 1st and goal. They mark Favre down at the 7.
This is a red zone league. What do you do in this area of the field?
Favre sprints left, throws, and it's behind Antonio Freeman. And before he could almost turn around and look, the ball was behind him and out of the back of the end zone.
Well, you know, we see so many games every week where a team gets down inside the 20-yard line, and then they don't throw any passes into the end zone. They don't attack the end zone. Well, Favre believes this is a red zone league. I believe it is, that you have to score points. You've got to get 6 when you get that chance. There, at least he threw the ball in the end zone. The other key to that play was he says he sees the field better when he gets outside of the pocket, and he likes to move. He's not a great runner, like you said, but he likes to move enough to challenge the defense. 2nd and goal from the 7. Dumped off to Levens. There was nothing there anyway. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd down. And Tennessee has a player down on the field. Joe Salavea.
Joe Salavea, who is in that mix up front for Tennessee as they rotate a lot of defensive linemen in, and Salavea will get attention from the training staff.
We got Jason Fisk and Josh Evans are in there at the defensive tackle position. And, you know, Jeff Fisher believed, a lot like the Packers do in so many teams in this league, of activating 7 or 8 defensive linemen and shuffling them and rotating them, keeping them fresh in there. In fact, their best lineman, Javon Curse, might only play 60% of the plays on defense because he plays so hard. They want to keep him fresh.
Well, it was 1st and goal from the Tennessee 7, and now it's 3rd and goal from the Tennessee 7 with Green Bay up by a point, 3-2. Once again, out of the shotgun, empty backfield. 4-man rush, and it's Driver wide open for the touchdown. Touchdown throw number 26 for Brett Favre.
Watch this here. I mean, this is the same thing they ran before. Right here, Antonio Freeman's going to run a little slant in, and he's going to open up the middle of the field for Driver coming underneath. Driver on the outside comes right underneath here. They took 2 men with them. Excellent design of the play. And here, once again, in the red zone, attacking the end zone and getting points in the red zone.
Donald Driver gets his first touchdown of the season, and Longwell tacks on the extra point. 7-yard touchdown throw, and it's touchdown number 26 through the air out of the hand of old number 4. Brett Favre finds Donald Driver, looks at the Tennessee sideline and says, watch me, I got more for you all day long. The kick by Longwell, it takes a hop and goes out of bounds. So here's Ryan Longwell, who has really struggled to the point where they're trying to figure out what the heck to do with him in practice. It's got to be in his head. They've gone to the point of cutting down his repetitions in practice, trying to get him more junk food to add some weight. And he gets a visit from the special teams coach Frank Novak as Tennessee, after that touchdown throw by Favre, will get it at their own 40 with a kick out of bounds. It was Driver into the end zone to put Green Bay up 10-2 with a minute 15 remaining now in the first quarter.
Last week, Green Bay's defense was constantly in bad field position because of a poor kicking game of Green Bay.
So the Titans start with it from their own 40, and McNair fires it to Mason. Good throw, the catch, the run after the catch, and out of bounds at the Green Bay 46.
Take a look at this last touchdown. The unselfish play here of Antonio Freeman in the slot. Like I said, he's going to clear this out for Donald Driver to come through. And when Driver scores this touchdown, it's almost like Freeman scored. He knows he cleared it out. It's the design of the play, unselfish. He did his job, and as a result, Driver was able to score easily. And now here they are talking about it with each other. And that's what Brett said. He said, this is an unselfish team. We don't fight, and we get along.
Titans just picked up their first down of the day. Fake toss and a rollout. McNair fires over the head of Mason, incomplete. 47 seconds remaining here in the first quarter with a 10-2 Green Bay lead.
That's kind of interesting, just watching Tennessee and the evolution here of this offense, and Air McNair now putting the air back into the football here, because this used to be a team that was just more physical than any other team in football, and a complete team, and it relied on the running of Eddie George, and that's not there now. They haven't even gone to Eddie George here today. I mean, this is strictly drop back and throw it every down.
Air McNair's about half inflated, 3 out of 7 for 25 yards. It's 2nd down and 10. Plenty of time over the middle. Wycheck, first down. Sharper with a hit. And Frank Wycheck, his 83rd consecutive game with a reception. There's been no tight end across the NFL with more catches since 1996.
Yeah, he's led this team in reception 6 straight years in a row. Most of his catches haven't been deep over the middle like that catch. Most of them have been in almost a 2-man passing game. Bootlegs, little flare-outs and delays from the tight end position, but with the more vertical passing game, he's getting down the field further.
Another first down for Tennessee. And it's Eddie George, nothing. Met in the backfield by Bernardo Harris. And that will be the final play of the first quarter. That'll do it. The score is Green Bay 10, Tennessee 2. The Titans trying to get it rolling as they have the football. It'll be at the Green Bay 33 when we come back. Second quarter for Tennessee. We come back to this from your local Fox station. Down the field, it's a 10-2 Green Bay lead as we begin the second quarter. It's 2nd down and 11. Play action. Mason hit right as he made the catch, just shy of a first down. A gain of 10, 3rd and 1 coming up.
Well, another completion by McNair, but here it is. I mean, no running attack of the Tennessee Titans right now. And then, you know, you look at the ratio here in Green Bay. They've got a little better ratio, though they're not running the ball real well. Game is in the air right now.
So now 3rd down and a yard. Offensive leaders for the Titans. McNair is thrown for 48. Eddie George, 3 yards on 4 carries. Derek Mason has made 4 catches, and Tennessee will have to take a timeout on 3rd down and 1. First timeout for the Titans. Allow umbrellas in this stadium, but you can sit behind a guy with that on his head. 3rd down and 1. Mike Green joins Eddie George in the backfield. And it's Eddie George over the left side trying to fight for the first down, and we'll see where they mark it. Very close to first down yardage, and it is good enough. George picked it up, and that's the first 3rd down conversion of the afternoon for the Titans.
Well, the strength of Eddie George is just that, his strength. I mean, he's just a physical back. He's not exceptionally fast or elusive. What he's able to do over the years is wear defenses down. The last 2 years, he had 14 games where he had over 25 carries. This year, only 2. So he's not getting that opportunity to really wear teams down. 2
feature backs not doing anything so far in this game. However, George just got the first down. Play clock down to 1, and Eddie George, little stutter step. Now the power effort, and he picked up positive yardage, got 2. Tyrone Williams helped force him out of bounds.
You know, just watching Green Bay on tape, they've had their share of injuries too. But a guy like Flanagan has come in. He's filled in for Gilbert Brown. He's played great. Cletus Hunt has come in. He's played real well at defensive end for John Theory. You know, there's Gilbert Brown, who came in shape this year, keeping his weight down, but he's got a bad turf toe. It's still a lot of weight to land on one toe.
2nd down and 8. George out of the backfield. Bernardo Harris with a good open field tackle. And a gain of 2. 3rd down coming up for the Titans, who trail by 8.
The other thing is the guys that are out there playing, like Bernardo Harris. I mean, most of them are banged up. I mean, Marco Rivera is playing with, I don't know, it looks like the top of a baton. And, you know, Bernardo Harris and Niall Diggs, they're all scraped up. And Villa's got a bad thumb. I mean, so the guys that are out there, they're all kind of casted, playing with one hand.
3rd down and 7. 6 defensive backs in there for Green Bay. 9th play of the drive. That's Mason. Perfect throw. First down, Tennessee. Mason forced down at the Green Bay 4.
You got that right. That was a perfect throw. It was on a rope, and it's a hard throw because the receiver's running away from you at an angle, but you want to be able to throw it and lay it in there where he can turn it up like that and get some yards after the catch. And that's what both Mason and Dyson have been able to do during the last 6 weeks, is after the catch, making productive yards.
George and Green both in the backfield behind Steve McNair. 1st and goal from the 4. Touchdown, Green. It's a 10-8 game, and McNair immediately signaling that Tennessee will go for 2.
Mike Green holds on to that football. That's his first NFL touchdown. Kid that spent the spring in NFL Europe with Barcelona. Anybody could be a weapon in this newfangled passing attack of the Titans.
Officially a 4-yard touchdown throw to Green. Mike gets his first touchdown of the season.
I'll be honest, I don't like going for 2 this early in the game. And I'll tell you why. Sometimes right now, if you don't make it, it kind of takes the buzz and the excitement out of scoring a touchdown. And then you're saying to yourself, maybe we don't score the rest of the day. And we just
on their part to drag the NFL average up. 2 for 2 this season on 2-point conversions. And they'll try it here, attempting to tie Green Bay. It's 10-8. 11:30 remaining in the first half.
There was a time when Eddie George would be your option on a 2-point conversion, but not this year, not this time of the season. Here's our best option, Frank Wycheck right here.
Quick throw, and it's knocked backward. Todd McBride got up and batted it down. It will stay 10-8. A drive that started at their own 40 because of the bad kickoff by Ryan Longwell. Culminated with his 4-yard touchdown throw to Green. First touchdown of his career. It's 10-8. That started at their own 40 after, again, a bad kickoff by Ryan Longwell. 60-yard drive. And it's Green into the end zone, the 4-yard touchdown catch. Now Nedney kicking it to Dorsey Levens. Levens out of bounds near the 20, and they'll mark it at the 20. That's where Green Bay will start with it as they lead by 2. The offensive leaders for the Packers. Favre has started out 7 of 13 for 60 yards and a touchdown throw. Rushing yardage, 14 yards for Favre, and Schrader has been Brett's favorite target here in the first half. 4 catches. You mentioned the hunting trip they went on, and Schrader has been a source of frustration, to be honest, for Brett Favre. But obviously Favre has come out looking for Bill here in the first half in Tennessee.
Schrader was a decathlete at the University of Wisconsin lacrosse. He wasn't really a football player. He doesn't really have those kind of instincts that an Antonio Freeman, let's say, has.
On first down, I'm on Green trying to get him going. That might help. He's out to the 25, a gain of 5. You should know that the Packers are doing this week what they did last week, and that is here in the second quarter, taking the injured Marco Rivera out at right guard, moving Mark Tauscher over from right tackle, and inserting Earl Dotson in at right tackle.
I tell you, Mark Tauscher was the rookie last year at the University of Wisconsin. Started every game last year. Just calmly moves in from right tackle to right guard. The game is almost easy for him. If you met him, you'd think he'd never seen a razor in his life. But he plays like a grizzled veteran in the pits.
Second down and 5. Little toss. I'm on Green. He got to the 26. So why do the Green Bay Packers want to get Amon Green going? He has been one of the most valuable players in the NFL this year, leading the NFC in yards from scrimmage, leading the NFC in rushing yardage. Here's a guy they picked up from Seattle, a 1,000-yard back last year, 1,000 yards again this season, and possibly at least on the list for the MVP award. It's third down and 4. Movement early. I don't see a flag, and Favre almost hit Schrader in the back of the head. Schrader wasn't looking for it, and it's time for Green Bay to punt.
That's the instincts that I'm talking about with Schrader. I mean, Favre says he sees the field good when he's out of the pocket.
He did get him in the head.
Well, he said he went hunting with them yesterday. Maybe, you know, that was the target on the back of him. I mean, maybe they didn't talk about that particular play out there when they were hunting, but Favre was looking for a target, and Schrader wasn't looking.
So now on fourth down, another Bidwell punt. Good, strong snap. And the punt takes a great Packer bounce. Out of bounds inside the 20. They'll mark it at the 17. And that's where the Titans, down by 2, will take over. 57-yard punt from Josh Bidwell. And Favre's looking at family photos on the sideline. Regional action. Coverage begins noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, right here on Fox. First down, McNair. Plenty of time. Dyson made the catch. Diving catch by Kevin Dyson. And a first down after a gain of 21.
Yeah, and the confidence is growing with Steve McNair. Not just today, but over the last 6 weeks. They come off the corner on a cat blitz. It opens things up for Dyson down the field. This is a deep route. You don't see a lot of this in the NFL unless it's against a blitz. It's a 20-yard out here, and that ball got there perfectly. Beat the coverage, put it in his mitts.
McNair, 7 of his last 8. That's Skip Hicks, who provides a changeup out of the backfield for Tennessee. He got 5. In case you didn't see the beginning of this game, we talked about how Steve McNair has been red hot of late. Last 6 games. See the completion percentage, the touchdowns, the interceptions are way down from how he started the first 5 games, and the quarterback rating up over 103.
And with Eddie George on the sideline, this is McNair's team. He's the new identity, and it's the passing game of the Titans.
Skip Hicks still in the backfield on 2nd down and 6. No pressure. That's Dyson again, and that's a first down inside Green Bay territory.
And we talked to Dyson on Friday, and you know, the first thing you recognize about him is he's a big receiver. You kind of forget about these receivers in Tennessee if you're not following this team, because to start the season, I wasn't really quite sure why they lined up receivers to begin with. They never threw it to him. But he's a big target and a very athletic target.
9-yard completion from the Green Bay 49 now. It's first down. That's Skip Hicks. He's to the 46. A gain of 3. Vonnie Holliday was there defending for the Packers.
Well, both these receivers, both Mason and Dyson, you know, have really come on because of the new identity of this football team. And the more confident they have gotten, because McNair now has more confidence in throwing. And so the whole thing has kind of turned around. McNair doesn't have to worry about every throw being a pressure throw, a key 3rd down. Now he's coming out on 1st down. If he doesn't make it, he's got a 2nd and a 3rd down in order to make the 1st down and move the chains.
Those 2 receivers have combined for 7 catches here in the first half. Delayed handoff to Hicks. Met in the backfield, a loss on the play. Hicks lost 1, and we'll go back to Los Angeles for a game break and check in with James Brown.
Hey, Joe Buck, huge NFC East matchup between Washington and Philadelphia. 67-yard drive capped with that McNabb to Freddie Mitchell 4-yard toss, and Philadelphia has moved ahead by 1, 7-6 over the Skins. Back to Joe and Brian.
That's the young rookie from UCLA, his first touchdown catch of his rookie NFL campaign.
Biamila comes in, as does Jamal Reynolds for Green Bay. It's 3rd down and 8. Not much of a rush at all, and over the middle, Dyson. He's got a first down at the Green Bay 35. His 3rd catch on this drive and a gain of 13.
If you're going to have time, you've got to stop Biamila, who's going to run a stunt against Hopkins. He's coming inside, and Hopkins does a great job of flattening him and finishing him and not letting him get in the way of McNair. You're going to throw the football in the middle of the field, you got to have good vision. You take the end out of the picture like that, the vision gets a lot clearer.
McNair's 8 for his last 8 for 85 yards.
He started off last week completing his first 9.
Right on the edge of field goal territory, Skip Hicks. You talk about a burst. He has added some spark and some life to the running game with George on the sideline for Tennessee.
Well, first of all, he's faster than Eddie George, so he's getting to the hole quicker. His legs are fresher. He's coming off a horrible knee injury that he suffered as a rookie with the Washington Redskins 3 years ago. It took him about over a year to recover. Finding a home here, just the way Kajana Carter has in Washington. Guy that was kind of out of football for a year and just banging around.
2nd down and 1. Why not? They go right back to Hicks. He gets to the 25, and he's about a half-yard shy of a first down.
Just looking at Steve McNair out there, and we met him. I met him for the first time on Friday from Mount Olive, Mississippi. 2 probably most famous products out of Mississippi have been Steve McNair and Brett Favre. What a calm guy, and just collected and poised. You know, when you speak to him, and Brett fighting on those nails, probably not going to be a lot left if this drive continues there.
McNair and Favre grew up about an hour and a half away from one another in the state of Mississippi, as Hicks loses yardage, and a big stand by the Green Bay defense. Billy Lyon, one of the backup defensive linemen, came up and made the play.
Well, those backups continue to impress here in Green Bay. Billy Lyon is good for about 15 or 20 plays a game. Not really physical enough to stay in there for a full game, but he's giving you 100% in there, and he just made that play.
Here's Nedney, who's 16 out of 23 in the field goal department this season. This will be a 44-yard attempt as he tries to put Tennessee out in front. High snap, and the kick is pushed. Nedney pushed it off to the left. And then with Mike McKenzie in his face, barking at him, Nedney kind of smacked helmets with McKenzie as he makes his way off the field.
Plenty of leg. Ball never hooked on him. Good hold by Hendrick. You know, it's almost like a bowler. You know, you're trying to get that thing to kind of curl in there to the middle of the pins, and it just stays towards the gutter.
And then with McKenzie yapping at him, Nedney says, "Get out of my face." Nedney now 16 out of 24 as Green Bay takes over. Favre airs it out for Schrader. Incomplete. Schrader was in between Perry Phoenix and one of the cornerbacks for Tennessee, Andre Dyson. Incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Well, in Green Bay, Billy Schrader right now is the deep threat. Good coverage by Phoenix coming over the top from the safety position, interfering with Schrader just as the ball was dropping.
Well, while one Mississippi native has picked it up, McNair has gotten red hot. 8 for his last 8. Favre is 2 for his last 7 for 8 yards. 2nd down and 10. Delayed handoff. Green. He is dropped in the backfield. First one there, Josh Evans.
I think the big story so far today is how they've shut down Ahman Green. When I said at the start that the key to the shotgun was that they were able to run out of the shotgun. You see Ahman Green come over here, but both linebackers are keying Green right here in the middle. Nobody fooled, nobody able to get to either Robinson or to Bullock.
8 carries for 4 yards for Ahman Green. A loss of 4 on that play, and it's 3rd and 13. Favre brought down again.
Ball's loose.
The ball pops out, and Tennessee takes over.
If you're going to throw the football against Tennessee, you've got to control Javon Curse. Green Bay thought they did by helping out from William Henderson, but Curse never quit on the play. And when Favre stepped up, Curse was there. Watch Curse coming off the corner. He's going to get help here by David Martin, but Curse never quit. Favre stepped right up into him, and the ball came out. That's the 4th forced fumble of Javon Curse this year.
Darrell Porter picked up the fumble. Javon Curse gets his 10th sack of the season, his first since November 19th at Cincinnati. And here is Tennessee with a first down at the Green Bay 35. Blitz coming. McNair airs it out. End zone. Touchdown. Mason took it away.
It's a new offense in Tennessee, and it's a productive one. You're going to see here Mason working on Tyrone Williams. Watch Williams look back right now. When he looks back, he loses Mason. Just for that split second, he lost him, and then it was a battle for the ball. And Mason, amazingly, took the ball away from Williams.
Mason, 6 catches, 84 yards. And now his 6th touchdown of the season to put Tennessee on top. Nedney knocks through the extra point. Tennessee lead.
You know, while Tennessee may not be in the playoff picture this year, this offense and the style and how they're able to attack is going to carry over to next year. this day and age of football where things can turn quickly, this team isn't far away.
High short kick, and that's Henderson from the 20. William Henderson. Good return as he is knocked down at the 34.
And in this passing attack of Tennessee, look at the way Steve McNair is spreading the football around today. You got the two wide receivers, and you like to see those guys get the majority of the footballs. You know, there was a time when this was your guy. Frank Wycheck was the guy here. He was the guy that got most of the footballs, and you can't tell me that those two guys aren't having a good time and aren't enjoying today's game.
Steve McNair, first quarter, 4 out of 8, 38 yards, perfect in the second quarter. From the shotgun, Favre dumps it off. A screen pass, and it's intercepted. Off Ahman Green and into the waiting arms of Eddie Robinson.
Second great defensive play in a row for this Titan defense. Forced a fumble in the last series against Favre, converted it. The danger of throwing a screen as much as they do is when you read it, there's a lot of players around when it gets tipped. Eddie Robinson, who's man-to-man in this situation, on Ahman Green, was just following Green to the football.
Three turnovers today, 2 now by Green Bay, and we'll see what Tennessee does on first down. They split Wycheck out. That's him in motion. And they hand off to Eddie George. He gets to the 29. A gain of 3.
Heck, I'd have gone ahead and just gone down and attacked the field. Try and get as many points as you can. Trying to keep Eddie involved in his football game. The Titans been opportunistic.
Well, while McNair has heated up on a cool afternoon in Nashville, Favre is getting cold. 2-minute warning, first half. Titans with the ball and the lead. Blink. The Titans converted the last one into 7 points and a 35-yard touchdown throw to Derek Mason. And now it's 2nd down and 7 with 2 minutes left in the first half. Tennessee with 2 timeouts remaining.
3 receivers at the left.
McNair over the middle. Dyson out of his reach. And well covered downfield by both Tyrone Williams and Bao Ju.
Well, watch the turnover here on the screen by Green Bay. Look at Javon Curse. 2 great plays in a row, and then Eddie Robinson man-to-man on Ahman Green. Curse here just feels this. He falls off his man. He feels the screen. That's an instinct. You only get that by playing. It's not something that you get out of a book. It's not something you get from a meeting. Something you get from being down there on the field and being alert. Fell off his man right onto Ahman Green, and Eddie Robinson was there for the interception.
It's 3rd and 7 for the Titans. Tennessee 3 out of 7 on 3rd down in this game. Trying to swing it out now over the middle. Tight end screen. Wycheck fighting. He's got the first down. Frank Wycheck got it by a yard on sheer effort after the catch.
Yeah, he's smiling because this is a great call, something you don't see very much at all on any Sunday in the NFL. Just a tight end delay and a little dump screen. Fake it out wide, and then look at the setup. You got Benji Olsen inside there along with DiNapoli. Banging in there for the first down.
8th first down this quarter for Tennessee compared to none for Green Bay. And movement on the line. Hopkins, the left tackle, left early.
Prior to the snap, full start, 72, offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
It's the first time we've heard from Walt Coleman today. There's a minute 12 remaining. 2 timeouts left for Tennessee as we wind down here in this first half with the Titans up 15-10.
This is an attacking offense of Tennessee. And they're going after good coverage by Green Bay and challenging those corners in secondary.
1st and 15. Blitz coming. Bernardo Harris with a sack. He has 2.5 on the season now and a loss of 8.
Green Bay attacked just as hard defensively this time, coming with the blitz. Bernardo Harris is going to come in. Eddie George has him in pickup. Doesn't really get himself in good position here. Gets run over, and Bernardo Harris was on McNair before he could get out of the pocket and escape. Sure told us that his team doesn't play like a 5-7 team. They've been in most games. They've lost a lot of close ones.
He said if Green Bay thinks they're going to come in here and we're going to roll over or be in all, they're going to be in for a surprise. 2nd down and 24. McNair, another sack. Baja Biamila, his 13th of the season, a loss of 5.
Baja came in here last year as a 5th-round pick from San Diego State. Want to know who held the record in Green Bay for most sacks? A guy named Reggie White.
He is at the stadium today. Tennessee takes their final timeout. It's 3rd and 29 when we come back. 29.
Green Bay's going to rush 4. They're dropping 7 in coverage here.
They're not thinking first down. They're thinking field goal range as the throw is bobbled and it's incomplete. Dyson could not make the catch and couldn't control it before he hit it out of bounds. That would have put Tennessee in field goal range.
Very good call here. Mike McKenzie on the coverage. Sees him bobbling it. Yeah, no possession, no control of that ball as he went out of bounds.
So now Hendrick will come on to punt. As it's 4th and 29, and Darren Sharper is back waiting for the punt from Hendrick. See how good Craig is at getting it down inside the 20. He's going to fake it and throw. Incomplete. Eddie Berlin, the intended receiver.
He had him wide open, and the ball fluttered off of Hendrick's hand.
Well, who can blame Hendrick?
No.
McNair might not have been able to get it to him.
This is a long throw and a gamble, but when you're 5-7, why not? Look at it. You know, it's still duck season here in Nashville, Tennessee, and that's what it was.
Tyrone Williams defending the play, and it's Eddie Berlin, the intended receiver. Berlin has only 2 catches all season, and he could not get it from Hendrick.
Great call by Green Bay, though. They left their starting defense on the field. They didn't put their punt return team out there, and they just went right into defensive mode and played the ball perfectly in the air.
That's what 5-7 can do. A team that's 5-7, they can let it all hang out. But now Favre has over 50 seconds remaining as he's flushed out again. Kevin Carter with the pressure. Henry Ford was in the backfield as well. 49 seconds remaining, and Green Bay has only 1 timeout left.
You know, and Favre was all over this yesterday because everybody's looking at the Tennessee defense and saying this is the worst passing defense in the league, giving up more yards than anybody in the business. But yet Brett Favre right now is struggling like he hasn't struggled in weeks here in this offense. Give credit to that front 4, especially Javon Curse, of getting pressure on him.
Favre 2 out of his last 9. Inside toss to Amon Green, and he's brought down right at the first down marker. The officials get together, and he is just short of a first down. 3rd and less than a yard as the clock continues to run. Green Bay with 1 timeout remaining, but they need a first down. Broken play, but Favre gets the first down, and they will spend their final timeout.
Backfield probably going to be helping out here on Javon Curse first.
First down with 20 seconds left. Over the middle, that's Amon Green. He's got to get out of bounds. He cannot. And Green Bay will have to hurry to the line, and Favre will try to ground the football. A gain of 11, a first down, but now 2 seconds remaining in the half.
Wow, that was a kind of a late hit coming in by Javon Curse.
And a break for Tennessee that no flag was thrown, because that would have marched the football into field goal range.
Well, that play right there as Green Bay was huddling up, that was the difference in this Tennessee season on Monday night against Baltimore. Not able to get back across the line of scrimmage in a hurry-up situation.
Well, this is going to test the limits of Ryan Longwell, but they are going to try what is a 55-yard kick.
Fisher trying to get Harry Phoenix off the field. They had 12 men on them.
Longwell's career long is 52 yards. He drills it, and it's good. Ryan Longwell knocks it through to make it a 15-13 game, and that's a new career high for Ryan Longwell.
Well, maybe all the change this week paid off. The junk food, practicing outdoors.
And for only the 4th time this season, Longwell forces a touchback. Second to last in the NFC in that category as well. We look at the first half statistics in the rushing yards for two teams that try to feature the run. Obviously the Titans less so now than earlier in the season, as they've figured out that George just isn't right. And you look at the rush pass differential, and McNair has continued, Brian, to do in this game what he's been doing the last 6 weeks.
I think he likes it. I think he likes going back to becoming the Air McNair, the guy that threw for 16,000 yards in college.
From their own 20, a toss to Eddie George, who cuts back and crosses the 25, where he's knocked down by Sharper, a gain of 7.
Well, Eddie George is slow to get up, but you saw a change right there from the first half, trying to get Eddie George outside on a flip crack, just tossing it to him. But McNair was outstanding in the first half, continuing what he's done to this entire league the first 6 weeks.
Look at how he picked it up from the first quarter to the second quarter. 4 out of 8 in the first quarter for 38 yards. Second quarter nearly perfect with 2 touchdown throws. Skip Hicks now in the backfield takes over for Eddie George on 2nd down and 4. And the throw is behind Mason. 3rd down now for Tennessee.
This is McNair here in the first half. Gets to Mike Green for his first touchdown catch of his career, and then finds Eddie Mason in the corner.
So Aaron McNair continues his hot ways, and now it's 3rd down and 4. A look at Baja Villamila, who has 1 sack in this game and 13 on the season. Toss to Hicks, running left. Has room to run, and he's got a first down at the Tennessee 35.
The first play of the series was a flip crack to Eddie George. They got yards. This 3rd down, this is the hottest new play in pro football. It's a toss. Watch a block here by Wycheck on Baja Villamila. He wants to rush the quarterback. And next thing you know, he's got a 260-pound tight end knocking his earlobe off, getting him to the corner, and it's a good 3rd down play because you get the tackle out there on a little defensive back.
Hicks got 9, a first down for the Titans. Time for McNair. Now he throws it away as he is outside the pocket. 2nd down and 10. Pressure by Hunt and Dotson.
Good coverage down the field, forcing McNair out of the pocket. You see Mike McKenzie here working along Dyson. He's right in his hip pocket. And then Mason on the other side working on Tyrone Williams. Nothing there. Really all alone in the middle of the field was Eddie George, but Eddie doesn't seem to be a big part of this offense at the moment.
2nd down and 10. Ball resting at the Tennessee 35. More time for McNair. Tipped and nearly intercepted. Torrance Marshall got his hands on it, and Bao Ju almost came away with his first interception.
Well, Derek Mason was working against the zone of Green Bay, and he slipped and fell on the turf. You're going to see Mason coming over the middle. He's going to slip right over here in the middle of the field. There he goes. He slips. And so there's Torrance Marshall able to get a hand on it. But Mason would have been in position to possibly catch that ball.
Marshall is in there, a linebacker who got his hands on the McNair pass because Chris Gizzi is out with back spasms.
Gizzi was taking the place of Nate Wayne, who's out with a bad back.
Blitz coming. Titans pick it up, and they get the first down on a leaping grab by Derek Mason.
These receivers in Tennessee are exciting. I mean, they know now that McNair is going to throw the football, and it's like they've woken up. They're enjoying this action out here. Forget about the records and the standings and all that kind of junk right now. This is just one great athletic play after another from these receivers. Mason didn't practice because he had a partially torn hip flexor on Friday.
That's Dyson in motion, and a handoff to Eddie George. He's into Green Bay territory, knocked down at the 49 by Darren Sharper, a gain of 5.
Just looking at McNair, you know, he's got that sleeve wrapped around his elbow. 2 weeks ago against Cleveland, he got cleated, got stepped on right on that arm, and he got taken out of the game, came right back in. We saw him in our meeting on Friday, had a big ice pack on top of his right shoulder that he had cleaned out last year, and he said he has to go in and get surgery this year. See, he's got the ankle boot right here on his left ankle. He's all wrapped up, but you wouldn't know it by the way he's playing.
Didn't even practice on Friday. 2nd down and 5. In trouble, throws, and it's short of Frank Wycheck.
I mean, here he is. I mean, the guy that didn't practice on Friday. Just take a look here at how he's able to keep himself moving. He's so strong in that lower part of his body. Defensive ends can't wrap him up. Able to buy time. Some sturdy legs that he travels on every Sunday.
So that sets up a 3rd and 5, 9th play of this drive for McNair and the Titans offense. The ball at the Green Bay 49. The play clock winding down. McNair gets it off the play and now throws over the middle. Wycheck. He's down to the Green Bay 30 with another Tennessee first down. 19-yard completion to Frank Wycheck.
And the Pro Bowl left tackle of Tennessee does a great job in protection. Brad Hopkins here on Baja Biamila. Hopkins does a good job of just muscling Biamila.
30-yard line.
And McNair, the difference in his game right now is when he gets outside the pocket, the head is up, and he's able to locate his receivers down the field.
So McNair, to this point, the better quarterback on the field today. No whistle, no flag, and Green Bay has the football. McNair never got the snap, and Vonnie Holliday came away with the ball.
I think the shock of Eddie George there says it all. The wide-eyed look.
Each side now with 2 turnovers. McNair couldn't get the handle. Holliday did, and Green Bay has it down by 2. Tennessee with an impressive start to this second half until the turnover, as McNair never did get the snap. DiNapoli, the young center, making his first start. And now Green Bay has it after Tennessee turns it over for the 2nd time today. Favre sheds 1 tackler. He got rid of Javon Curse and now is knocked out of bounds as he got to the 43-yard line, a gain of 5.
Take a look at Steve McNair. A play before the fumble. He'd gone down to his knee like he had a problem with his back, and has looked at afterwards. He's kind of pushing on it, maybe back spasms, and then the fumble snap from DiNapoli, and I think Gennaro just snapped it early. I think he knows it too. You see McNair is still in his count when the ball comes. All you can try to do is get on top of it. Eddie George, mad scramble for it. Green Bay gets the turnover.
Now 2nd down and 5. Handoff to Green. Penalty flag on the play as Green gets enough for a first down. This play is likely coming back.
Going to be a holding on Chad Clifton, the left tackle, against Javon Curse. And Curse, once again, makes himself known out here in the field today.
Holding, 76, offense. 10-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Chad Clifton guilty of the hold. Amon Green, how have they stopped him? More times than not, Brian, there's been somebody in the backfield waiting for him right when he gets the ball.
That's that early penetration. Hasn't even been able to get to the line of scrimmage clean. But Amon Green is a workhorse back. The more you give it to him, the better he gets. He just haven't had many opportunities with it today.
That last hold wiped out a 10-yard gain. Now it's 2nd down and 15. Carter jumped. Penalty flags on the play. So Favre with a free play shoots it downfield, and it's nearly picked off by Perry Phoenix.
Favre is smart. He knows he got the free play because of the offsides by Tennessee. So it's a free play. Take a shot to your deep threat, Billy Schrader, and see if Tennessee pays attention and plays to the whistle.
Offside, 93, defense. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Relatively penalty-free first half. Seen a few flags here in the second half, and after that 5-yard penalty, it'll be 2nd and 10. We get word from the Titans bench that McNair's back is indeed stiffening up on him, but it appears he will continue. 2nd down and 10.
You never know anything. If anything was bad was happening to Steve McNair. Very cool.
Time for Favre. Guns it over the middle, incomplete. Antonio Freeman, who has yet to catch a pass, the intended target. Deron Jenkins was defending for Tennessee.
Javon Curse can't play an entire game because he just plays too hard. He doesn't hear a whistle, he never stops. Here he's coming on a stunt. Favre throwing that ball off his back foot. Now, a lot of quarterbacks should say, hang in there, take a hit. But one of the reasons why Favre has started every game since 1992 is because he gets rid of the football quickly. He doesn't take that hit.
Dorsey Levens now in the backfield next to Favre on 3rd and 10. Favre flushed out of the pocket. Has nowhere to throw the football, and Green Bay will have to punt. However, on the sideline, a penalty flag comes down as Darrell Porter, the strong safety, was over there, gave Favre a shot, and he draws the flag.
And those are the type of plays that separate a team that's in the playoff hunt and one that's struggling right now in Tennessee.
I didn't see much.
No.
44, defense, 15 yards, 1st down.
It is Porter, but it didn't look like there was a whole lot of contact over there.
And Jeff Fisher, a former defensive back himself, is irate from across the field. Oh, that's nothing. There's nothing. In fact, he was trying to avoid him here. Watch him pull off here. He pulls his arm. In fact, if anything, Favre was the one that gave him the flipper.
Well, that is an awful call. And it puts Green Bay inside Tennessee territory. Favre tripped as he goes back to hand the ball to Green, and he's tapped down. A loss on the play of 4 yards. What a break that is for Green Bay.
And Darrell Porter is talking to Favre there about the play before, because it was a terrible call, and Porter's still hot, and he should be, as well as Fisher. It's one thing protecting quarterbacks in this league, but when nothing happens on the sideline, you can't be so quick to throw that flag out.
6 defensive backs now in the lineup for Tennessee on 2nd down and 14. Favre guns it incomplete. Schrader's looking for the flag, but they're not going to throw one. After that call on the sideline, Deron Jenkins was there and may have made a little contact with Schrader. No call.
Watch Samari roll. I mean, his coverage right now on Antonio Freeman is blanket coverage all day long. Freeman hasn't had caught a ball all day, but Samari, who said that he's got a bad foot and a foot sprain, probably shouldn't be playing, said he didn't want to pass up the opportunity of playing against Brett Favre.
This crowd's in it. 3rd down and 14. Out of the backfield. That's David Martin. Tackled short of a 1st down. Fisk and Robinson made the tackle, a gain of 10. But as this crowd boos The Titans defense stiffened up and again puts Green Bay in a punting situation.
A number of really big plays for the Titans defense, and it all starts with the pressure that they've been able to get on Favre today. Favre hasn't looked comfortable in the pocket all afternoon, and then outside the pocket hasn't been able to make anything happen.
Bidwell. Into the end zone. Week after week, one punter after another drills it into the end zone. A 42-yard punt, but only a net of 22 yards. And talking to his teammates after that punt, a net of 22 yards on the punt that just sailed right into the end zone.
You got to at least try to have that ball come down inside the 20. This is a field position game. You know, just not give it to him to start the drive at the 20.
That's where Tennessee has it. And they hand to Eddie George, trying the right side, and he got to the 21. That's all. Bonnie Holiday made the stop. Well, we were in Tampa Bay last week talking about the Buccaneers trying to get a running game going. That's always been their reputation. They can't do it. They were run out of Chicago earlier today. And now here's Tennessee that has no running game, and their best running looks have been when Skip Hicks has been out on the field.
You're right, Joe, and you would think that as well as they're throwing the football today, it should open things up in the running game.
Now Mike Green's in the backfield along with Eddie George, and that's Green. Mike makes the catch. He's brought down at the 25, and a 3rd and 5 coming up for the Titans. Talk about the NFC playoff picture. Right now the Bears leading the Central Division. Granted, Green Bay has the tiebreaker against Chicago if they end up with the same record, with Green Bay having swept the season series. But the Bears are now 10-3, and Green Bay trails here by 2, and they're a half game behind the Bears in the Central Division now.
Got to control this man in the pass rush on 3rd down. Baja Biamila
working on Hopkins over the middle, and the catch is made for a 1st down. Eddie George, a gain of 6 and a fresh set of downs for Tennessee.
You know, McNair feels the pressure coming around him. He knows Baja Biamila with 13 sacks is bringing the heat. Just collectively stepped up into the pocket with a bad back, got the thing stiffening up on him, and makes the throw and delivers it. Watch him here just step up into this pocket. Just enough to avoid it. Nice touch on the football. Seeing all the throws from him. Brad Hopkins got his hands full outside. Does a good job of just one-handing.
From their own 31. Play action. Pressure by Lions. Now Holiday.
Wow.
And the throw is complete to Wycheck. What a play by Steve McNair.
They can't get him down. I mean, he's just elusive, and he's strong, and his arm is strong. This is a bootleg fake. Here comes Billy Line chasing him. And Bonnie Holiday off his back foot. He got it over Baljou, the safety, and finds his favorite target once he gets outside the pocket, and Frank Wycheck. He can't see Wycheck the entire time because there's 3 defenders in his face.
Gain of 25 and a 1st down at the Green Bay 44. George back to the line of scrimmage. That is it. Bernardo Harris the tackle, and we'll go back to Los Angeles, a game break with JB.
Joe and Brian, in a contest between the Rain Man, Terry Bradshaw, and the Fat Man, Jimmy Kimmel. Bradshaw on top right now because of the 62-yard pass to Todd Pinkston. Philadelphia moving out in front by the score now of 17-6. Wow, that in the 3rd. Back to Joe Buck and Brian Bowman.
All right, JB. So Atlanta lost today. Tampa Bay lost today. If Washington loses, Green Bay could clinch a playoff spot with a win here today. Right now they trail by 2. Over the middle, Wycheck. The catch brought down at the 20. Steve McNair is red hot and in pain with a bad back.
But he said, but he's as tough as they come. He's going to take a hit now. He knows it because he's got to hold it and wait for Wycheck to beat the coverage of Bernardo Harris. And the man who's led this team in receiving 6 years in a row is on his way to his 7th year in a row. Hangs in there with McNair. Wasn't he 8 for 8 in the second quarter, Joe? 4 for 4 here on this drive.
Perfect on a first half drive, perfect on this drive. That's Eddie George, hit the hole hard and fights forward to the 18-yard line, a gain of 2. There's the current drive, 6 plays, covering 60 yards. And about 4.5 minutes to this point. It's second down and 8.
Yeah, and this defense has been on the field a long time today. A lot of ball-controlled drives, controlled by the arm of McNair.
That's Kenny in motion on 2nd and 8. That's Kenny with a reception. That big body rumbles down inside the 10. A gain of 10 and a first down for the Titans.
That's the biggest tight end in football right there. I mean, you see him in practice, and it looks like a fast offensive tackle, playing fullback, playing tight end, playing the H-back. It was an excellent pickup at the University of Florida a couple years ago when Jackie Harris left.
That 88's not a jersey number, it's a license plate.
It's a truck.
From the 8, it's first and goal. Tennessee already up by 2. Out of the backfield, George. Blocking never got there. George gets away from 2 would-be tacklers, but can't get away from Niall Diggs, a gain of 3.
Yeah, the blocker that was getting out there was Fred Miller, the right tackle. This is just a waggle where really you have a choice here. You can throw it to Eddie George, you can run it on this play, but he just, here's Fred Miller getting outside, trying to get to Bernardo Harris. Harris did a good job of getting out there, and then the pursuit comes. But good changeup, just trying to get the ball in Eddie George's hands on the perimeter.
Now 2nd and goal.
Look at the coverage here. Very tight on Green Bay. Man to man when you see him running across the field with the other guy.
Hand off to George running left. Play strung out, and George is forced out at the 7 by Niall Diggs. And it's 3rd and goal. A loss of 1 on the play.
Well, and Tennessee's going to go to 3 wide receivers, going to throw this football this time.
Keep an eye out for Drew Bennett, the 6'5", 203-pound free agent wide receiver in the lineup for Tennessee. The Titans have amassed 275 yards, and they have a 3rd and goal.
Yeah, you see the huddle break. Here's the man you're talking about, Drew Bennett, up at the top. One of those guys that you like to just throw it up there and get a jump ball with. About 6'5" with a long reach.
There's the play clock. They just get it away. McNair to Skip Hicks. Well played by Green Bay. Bowju, Santana Dotson, Mike McKenzie, all were there, and it's 4th and goal as the field goal unit will enter the field for the Titans.
And in a league that I say is a red zone offensive league, how you do in the red zone determines the fate of your game and your team. 3 shots inside that area, none into the end zone. You at least have to attack the end zone to give yourself a chance.
66.
Nedney will try a 24-yard attempt. And drill it. Joe Nedney is good from 24. They're stretching while we were in commercial break, trying to get that back loose. The perception of Steve McNair is changing now, from a guy who's handing it off time after time to a guy who will spread the ball around, a guy who can put a team on his back and win a game. Levens got it on a hop, and Dorsey Levens crosses the 30. He's down at the 32. Tackled by Alexander. Dan made the stop, a 19-yard return.
This fall, you can get one of our pizzas for an unbelievable low price.
A replay of that last kickoff by Nedney. What is it with these kickers these days getting hurt?
They're not strapping it up tight enough. That ankle just slipped on a loose turf. He almost pulled a grammatical.
On first down, quick throw. Bubba Franks met immediately and forced out at the 35. He got 3.
Just watching the Titans here today on all sides of the ball. It doesn't look like a team that's not going to the playoffs. They look like the playoff team out here today.
And that's really a credit to Jeff Fisher and his coaching staff, because this is a team that expects to be in the playoffs when the season begins. They're 17-4 at this stadium since it opened in 1999, and they are indeed a better football team on the field at this point in this game. 45 seconds and counting remaining in this third quarter. On 2nd down and 7, I'm on Green. Forced out of bounds at the 36. Favre in the first quarter was 7 out of 13 for 60 yards. Since then, he is 6 out of 13 with an interception and less than 40 yards through the air.
And just line up for this key third down. You can see the difference right here of Favre and Green on their season average work versus what they've been able to do today. Very ineffective due to a lot of pressure of that man, Javon Curse.
3rd and 6. Penalty flags or no? No penalty flags, as Dorsey Levens had Eddie Robinson all over him. And it's 4th down for the Packers.
Dorsey Levens can't believe it, as he swore he was being tackled by Eddie Robinson before the ball got there. But it's been that type of blanket coverage by a secondary who was last in the league coming into today.
5th punt of the afternoon for Josh Bidwell. Beautiful punt. Mason with a fair catch just inside the 20. 44-yard punt. Tennessee has it back. They're up by 5. Levens, but Green Bay had to punt. Tennessee has it, and they give to Hicks. Skip Hicks brought down by Flanagan after a gain of 5. If you just joined us and you were watching San Francisco defeat Miami 21-0, this has been a day where we've come in talking about 2 quarterbacks from Mississippi. The better quarterback today has been Steve McNair, no question. A 4-yard touchdown throw to Mike Green. Later, 35 yards to Mason, and Derrick just took it away for that score. A field goal, a safety early, and 18 points on the board for Tennessee. They lead Green Bay by 5. Just underway in the 4th quarter. McNair over the middle. Skip Hicks makes a move, has a 1st down for Tennessee.
And the key to that was the protection on McNair. Bruce Matthews up there, Gennaro DiNapoli, allowed McNair the time to let everybody run their men off down the field and allow Skip Hicks to come in from behind.
McNair now 23 out of 33, 265 yards, 2 touchdowns. Hicks stays in the lineup for the Titans. The lineup big Aaron Kinney wide to the left, the bottom of your screen. Hicks, big hole. Skip Hicks, a 1st down. Out to the Tennessee 45, a gain of 13.
And came right behind Bruce Matthews, who had a great double team this time with Gennaro DiNapoli. You see right here in the middle, see that double team? They got right into Bernardo Harris is down on the ground. Their best run of the afternoon behind the most veteran player on the field today. And I don't know, people don't even ask Bruce Matthews if he's ever going to retire, because the way he plays, he shouldn't. And he's now in his 4th decade of living on this planet.
1st round pick in '83, 19-year veteran, 229th consecutive game. Skip Hicks down the sideline, cuts back inside the 25.
And again, it was Bruce Matthews right at the point. Coming out of his right-handed stance at left guard. You're going to see him working on Flanagan. Look at him taking Flanagan, knocking him down. There's a couple guys that have been in a lot of Pro Bowls, Hopkins and Matthews. And Matthews in his 19th year, I don't know, his brother Clay Matthews played for 19 years. Some pretty good genetics there. He's got 6 kids. Heck, have another 6. Pass those genes on.
Saying that Hicks stepped out of bounds at the 36. That's where Tennessee has it with a 1st down. Hicks again over the left side. Bonnie Holiday made the stop.
You know,
a gain of 2.
And staying with Bruce Matthews here, you know, I started in the league in 1982. Bruce came the year after, and he's still gone. And I don't know about all you men out there, 40 years old, getting up off the couch, how hard it is to go change the channel or go get a refreshment, you know, out of the refrigerator. I mean, this guy does this every single Sunday, and he does it at every position. Last week he was playing center. This week he's guard. He's made the Pro Bowl at tackle.
That's Bruce back in 1983. A Houston Oiler first-round selection. Quick throw complete. First down, Tennessee. That's Mason. And we go back to Los Angeles for a game break with James Brown.
Hey, Joe Buck, take a look at what San Francisco did to Miami today in spanking him. Jeff Garcia hooks up right there. A nice pass to Eric Johnson. 21-0. They spank Miami next Saturday on Fox NFL Special. It'll be San Francisco taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Coverage begins at 4:30 Eastern Time. Back to Joe and Brian.
Good game next Saturday on Fox. You see Philadelphia at the top, a record of 8-4. They're a division leader, and they're winning today, leading Washington. It's first down. It's Skip Hicks again. Another big hole for Hicks. Breaks one tackle. Inside the 5 and into the end zone, a touchdown.
Right behind Bruce Matthews and Brad Hopkins. He's got to take the gloves off to snap to the extra point. Watch him here at the point. I mean, there's the hole right behind DiNapoli and Matthews, and I'm watching Matthews. I mean, at 40, you don't have to go run in the end zone and pull a Grammatica and jump on top of anybody. You can just sit back and enjoy this.
You saw Sharper miss a tackle. Williams could not bring down Hicks inside the 5, and now leading 24-13. Tennessee is going to go for 2. Second time they've tried this today. They're 2 of 3 on the season. They missed the first attempt. And movement up front as Rod Walker jumped across.
Now, the former Titan came here in the preseason, was with Tennessee the last couple of seasons.
Walt Coleman is our referee. 13th year in the league.
Jumped right over Bruce Matthews.
So a conference after Walker came across too soon.
Offside.
That's against Green
95,
Bay.
defense. We will penalize that 5-yard penalty on the kickoff.
So that penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. And Tennessee will line up and try to make it 26 points on the day. Packers showing blitz. They're coming. McNair flips it to the end zone. Easy for Derek Mason. Talking about Bruce Matthews, and he is heavily involved, including the 22-yard touchdown run by Skip Hicks.
And the guys that show the photos there is Mike Munchak, the offensive line coach, just elected into the Hall of Fame, where they'll save a spot for Bruce Matthews.
Nedney out of the back of the end zone off the hands of Levens, and Green Bay will have it at their own 20. The Packers this year for Green Bay, they came away from an emotional win at home over Baltimore, 31-23, and followed that up with a 35-13 loss at Minnesota. Then after a win at Chicago, Green Bay lost at home 23-22 Atlanta. So the question was, how would the Packers respond after a win at home last week over Chicago, their divisional rival? Well, there's the answer at the top of your screen. Here in Tennessee against the 5-7 Titans, Green Bay trails 26-13 with 10:37 left in the game. Empty backfield behind Farr. Pulls it back, throws, hits his tight end Martin. And he is brought down at the 30. That will give Green Bay a first down.
Well, talking to the Packers yesterday, they said you had to expect the unexpected from Tennessee, and they've gotten that today. Really, this is going to be on Brett Favre's shoulders, which he doesn't mind doing. He doesn't want to play Superman every week. but that's what it's going to take here in the fourth quarter to pull this one out.
Favre with 22 fourth-quarter comebacks in his career, 2 this year. The Packers need one here today in Tennessee. That's Bradford, and that's another first down catch as Green Bay has moved it outside their own 40.
And you know what they haven't gotten all day is any kind of rhythm. And when you get into a hurry-up mode and you start throwing the ball every down, you can get into a rhythm. And nobody can get into it quicker than Brett Favre. So if you start giving a little bit of cushion and start playing to prevent the big plays, they're going to smack you for 10-yard gains and march down the field.
Javon Curse with 1 sack today, 10 on the season. A look at him as Green Bay lines up on first down. Over the middle, Schrader right through his hands. Schrader with his palms to the sky, and I'm sure that's how Favre feels after making that throw.
He wants a guy that he can count on here in this offense, that wants the ball in this situation. He said since Sterling Sharp left, he hasn't really had it. This ball goes right through the midst of Schrader. The ball got there so quickly, he didn't get his hands up quick enough.
He's been catching passes now for 6 years from Favre. He ought to know better. Out of the pocket this afternoon, Favre is 0 for 4. Second down and 10. Favre steps up. Dumps it off. Penalty flag as Favre was across the line of scrimmage. Franks made the catch, but Favre, it appeared, went too far before letting that pass go.
That's what it is. Beyond the line of scrimmage. This is a loss of down with this penalty. Brett finally got outside the pocket, able to locate somebody here. You see right here, the 42-yard line is the line of scrimmage.
5-yard penalty. Loss of down. Third down.
Keep an eye at that 42. Oh, yeah, he's throwing it at about the 44. Unusual for Brett not to really know exactly where he's at on that field.
And Inge has not carried the ball this entire second half. He's on the sideline while the Packers face a 3rd and 15. Inside their own 40. Curse got a great jump on the snap. Favre lost it. Throws on the run over the middle of the field. Schrader. Did he get him down? Penalty flag on the play. They're going to call interference.
Yeah, offensive interference.
Schrader is going to be the one that's flagged for it. So the Packers have had a 30-yard completion wiped out because Favre was across the line of scrimmage. And this is a 32-yard gain wiped out because Schrader pushed off.
And Tennessee will decline the penalty, but here's Schrader pushing. That's a good call.
10 yards penalty. Still third down.
Yeah, it looks like he pushed.
Now in this situation, because Schrader got the feet down, Tennessee has to accept the penalty. And it will be 3rd and 24.
It was complete.
A 4-catch first quarter for Schrader. None since.
And the secondary is playing deep. Don't give up anything underneath. But look at the secondary. 3 deep, 20 yards deep.
3rd down and 24. They have to get to the Tennessee 48. Favre steps up, rifles it to Schrader. What a throw, and it's Schrader on the other end.
You know, I saw Brett at first look like he was just going to check down and just get some yards, but he knows he's down at least 2 scores, and he stepped up and hummed this one. And I showed you that 3 deep secondary. They kind of froze. Schrader found a soft spot in the middle of those 3 deep, and Favre got it there in a blink of an eye.
They needed to get to the 48. They got to the 43. 29-yard completion. Amon Green. Looked like a face mask on the play. No penalty flag as Green fell forward over the right side for a gain of 4.
And there's holes open here in the secondary. And I see Michael Booker out there playing corner. Deron Jenkins has been hurt today. Andre Dyson is out there now, but he's on the field. He needs protection. He gets protection. There's spots that he can get the football into.
2nd down and 6.
Those safeties in the middle of the field.
Favre, who prefers to work out of the shotgun. Rifles another. That's Freeman's first catch of the day. And he's got a 1st down inside the Tennessee 20.
Pass complete to number 86, Antonio Freeman.
Tennessee player getting up slowly. That's Javon Curse. Back outside the 40-yard line. 23-yard completion to Freeman, and they look at Javon Curse.
Freeman's just going to take this on a good slant, coming right off the backside of Schrader. Freeman not involved in this off.
13, end zone, and out of the reach of Schrader. Take a look at the game summary. Amon Green, who leads the NFC in yards from scrimmage, only 9 rushing yards today. Brett Favre, 171 yards through the air. Steve McNair has had a huge day, and the running game finally got it going for Tennessee. McNair dumping it off for Skip Hicks, then handing to Hicks. This, the 22-yard pickup for a touchdown. The 2-point conversion was good, and it's 26-13 on 2nd down. Schrader, touchdown, Green Bay.
Favre threw that off his back foot, got a little mustard on it. Schrader used his body to cradle it and keep it away from the secondary. And I said it was going to take a Superman effort of Brett Favre to pull this one out today. And he got the first score that he needed. He throws off his back foot just to buy a little bit of time and save himself a hit from Kevin Carter. Nice little double move by Schrader to get inside Andre Dyson.
And now Longwell tacks on the extra point. And all of a sudden, it's a 6-point game with 6 minutes, 42 seconds remaining. 16-yard throw. Favre to Schrader. 27th touchdown pass of the year for that guy. Drive for the Green Bay offense. Schrader with a touchdown catch to make it a 6-point game. And Longwell with his, well, one of his better kickoffs of the season. Taken by Mason. Trying to pick his way through the Green Bay tacklers, and he gets to the 20. That's it. 6.5 minutes remaining in this one, and Tennessee has the football up by 6. Brett Favre, like on Monday night, a couple of Mondays ago against Jacksonville, with a couple of laser throws. 23-yard completion to Antonio Freeman, and then the 16-yard throw off his back foot to Schrader to make it a 6-point game.
And it was that Monday night throw to Schrader to start the 3rd quarter that got Green Bay going and kind of jump-started their offense. Look at this. Favre, 90 yards of throwing that last drive, a lot because of the penalties he had to overcome. Almost as many as he had all game.
Starting with it from just outside their own 20. Delayed handoff. That's Eddie George. We haven't seen much of him in the second half. He crosses the 25. And we go back to Los Angeles for a game break, and James Brown.
Hey, Joe, the Detroit audience has joined your game, and we know that they didn't see how their home team won it. Fullback Corey Schlesinger takes it in for the go-ahead score for the Lions. And then here, the final play. Todd Bauman of the Vikings looking for Chris Carter. Incomplete. Detroit is no longer winless. They win their first. Matt Millen extremely happy. Back to Joe and Brian.
They showed the replays of that here in this stadium in Tennessee, and a big roar went up from the crowd. Relief that Detroit gets their first win of the year. That's Eddie George, and he is met in the backfield.
And what is Tennessee thinking about? They got themselves the lead here because of the arm of Steve McNair, and now they kind of go conservative in the first 2 plays of this drive rather than continuing to attack.
Loss of 2 on the play. It's 3rd and 7. George comes out Listen to this crowd. The crowd is reacting because George is being taken out and Skip Hicks is coming in.
He can turn awfully fast. As that man right here, Baja Biamila, can turn a corner awfully fast.
3rd down and 7. The Packers look like they're coming. They are. McNair hit as he throws. Wycheck with a catch, and he is short of a 1st down. Pressure up front. McBride made the tackle, and Wycheck was 1 yard shy of a 1st down, and Tennessee will have to give it right back to Brett Favre.
Best defensive stop by the Packers all afternoon. They got aggressive. They went after McNair. McNair did what he's supposed to do. He found his hot receiver, Wycheck, but they were all over him. Freeman a chance to do something here in the punt return game. 24-yard return earlier in the game.
Hendrick already has a 70-yard punt in this game. This one not as good. It takes a bounce and will settle right at the 32-yard line. 38-yard punt. Philadelphia is taking care of Washington. 7.5 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter there. Meanwhile, the Chicago Bears win today. They've clinched a playoff berth. Green Bay is trying to keep pace. And if Green Bay wins today and Washington ends up losing to Philadelphia, Green Bay would clinch a playoff spot. Javon Curse is back in the lineup for Tennessee. 1st down. Starting at their own 32. Quick throw. Franks, the tight end, up to the 35. Short gain, and they'll keep the clock running. There's 4 minutes left remaining. Green Bay with the ball, trailing by 6. Each side has all 3 of their timeouts remaining.
You know, Brett was talking about the last time they beat Chicago, big emotional victory. They went and played Atlanta the next week, and the team didn't play well. He said he got hit more against Atlanta than he has in any game this season. And he's been hit a lot here this afternoon, but the protection was good in the last drive, and it was good to start this drive.
2nd down and 7. Freeman, his 2nd catch of the game, and Green Bay is inside Tennessee territory. Brought down at the 46, a gain of 19.
Watch the left tackle here, Chad Clifton, working against Javon Curse. Hard to hear out here, so he's got a good look in at the football, but he wires him up good. And when Favre knows that he's protected on the backside and he can step up and throw another laser like that, you're going to get a lot of completions.
It used to be Elway in this league that you wanted on the field trying to win a game in the 4th quarter. Now it's Favre. From the Tennessee 46 on 1st down. Favre in trouble. Gets rid of the football. Franks ends up with it. Still on his feet.
Got a little room to run and a blocker.
Has a wall in front of him. Penalty flag now on the play, and Franks is brought down back inside Green Bay territory. There's a flag way back inside the Green Bay 35. And there are players strewn all over the field after that play. And we'll see what the call is from Walt Coleman.
From exhaustion.
There's no penalty on the play. You cannot have a chop block on a busted play and a run. 2nd down.
So it's 2nd down after Franks at least got the ball back outside the 45-yard line. Only a 9-yard loss. This could have been catastrophic for Green Bay.
Favre just trying to keep that football alive. Bounce right off of Josh Evans' back into Bubba Franks' hands. I've seen Favre do a lot of crazy things with the football. I don't know how you ever draw that one up.
Now a whistle before the snap. 2nd down and 19.
Challenge.
And there's going to be a challenge, or at least Jeff Fisher is going to bring Walt Coleman over to the sideline and get an explanation. So Fisher, with help from above, has called Coleman over, and we look at the play again as Favre flipped it underhand to Franks.
Yeah, that ball right there is a live ball. Favre,
Tennessee is challenging
underhanded.
the ruling on the field. There was a completed pass.
Oh, it's a completed pass now.
It went off the back of Josh Evans after it bounced off the hands of Bubba Franks and popped right back to Bubba.
Well, you know, Bubba Franks is an eligible receiver. He's a tight end. Had it bounced off the back of an offensive lineman, that would be an incomplete pass and a penalty. But this is an eligible receiver. Bounced off the back of Evans. It's a live football. In fact, you remember on the Monday night game where Antonio Freeman caught the touchdown pass last year. Well, it bounced off a defensive player.
Well, let me bring this up. If that's an incomplete pass, which is what Tennessee is challenging,
then it should be, if it's an incomplete pass, then it should be intentional grounding. He's in the pocket just getting rid of the football.
So that's what Tennessee is looking for, but we don't believe they will get, as Franks came away with it. It's only a 9-yard loss on the play, as opposed to the ball being way back inside the 30.
That was Favre saving a lot of field position and an alert Bubba Franks just becoming a receiver and an incredible safety valve on the play.
So the completed pass to Franks. And Franks was able to work it out past the 45-yard line. Had the ball been incomplete, you could make the argument that the ball should have been spotted back at the 47-yard line. But it's second down as it is, and Favre airs it out. That's Bradford, and it's incomplete. Let's go back. You believe that had the call been incomplete
pass, then it's an intentional grounding call because he's in the pocket just trying to get rid of the football and save the sack.
Even though he hit a receiver.
Well, what I'm saying is if it's an incompleted pass.
Now the Rock says the Titans are winning a smackdown on
what Jeff Fisher might be looking at on the play is after the ball bounces off of Franks, it just bounced off the back. I mean, that's just, it looked like it ball. Maybe Fisher thought the ball was kicked at some point. Well, that's all legal. That was a good replay and a good verdict.
Now 3rd and 18. Favre airs it out and it's incomplete. Schrader, the intended receiver.
Schrader wasn't even looking at the football.
And now with 2 minutes 13 seconds remaining, it's 4th and 18, and Green Bay is forced to punt. Again, Green Bay has all 3 of their timeouts remaining, and they will need all 3. As Tennessee figures to get the ball back, they lead by 6, and we're approaching the 2-minute warning here in Nashville. Good snap. Bidwell gets rid of it, and Mason calls for the fair catch at the 15-yard line. 40-yard punt, no return, and there are 2 minutes 6 seconds remaining in this second half. Next Saturday on Fox, kick off your NFL weekend a day early with a Fox NFL special. Donovan McNabb and the NFC East leading Philadelphia Eagles, and they're winning today, take on Jeff Garcia and a 49ers team trying to stay in the race for the NFC West title. 49ers won today over Miami. Coverage begins Saturday at the special time of 4:30 Eastern, 1:30 Pacific on Fox.
Garcia played good in San Francisco, bounced back from that loss to the Rams, but Green Bay here has 3 timeouts, and they'll get a stop of the clock here at the 2-minute warning.
Tennessee with the ball and the lead. Handoff to Skip Hicks. Trying to work it outside, cannot, brought down at the line of scrimmage. And that will take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left. Green Bay trying to get it back. They trail by 6 in Tennessee. Tennessee has the ball, a 2nd down and 10 at their own 14. Actually, the ball just short of their own 15-yard line. And Green Bay with all 3 of their timeouts remaining. He'll keep it on the ground. Skip Hicks. He got to the 20. And it'll be 3rd down. Green Bay will use a timeout. They have 2 remaining. 3rd down for Tennessee when we come back. Defense. Billy Lyon over on the sideline watching as his teammates, an interested party, Brett Favre, watching. Green Bay, the defense faced with trying to stop a 3rd and 5. 1:54 remaining. Green Bay with 2 timeouts left. Skip Hicks still in the backfield for the Titans. 3rd and 5 and a toss to Hicks. Trying to get outside. He's got a 1st down. Skip Hicks into the open field. Brought down at the Green Bay 29 by Tyrone Williams. 51-yard run by Skip Hicks.
The old toss crack. And this is Skip Hicks's team right now from the backfield. Watch the toss out here, and you get the pull by Fred Miller. Great block on the outside by Miller. You like that matchup, the offensive tackle against the nickel back. Skip Hicks, who has a great burst, faster than Eddie George, was in the game on the right call.
Hicks, 15 carries, 134 yards on the day. We'd like to welcome those of you watching the Seattle-Dallas game. The Seahawks with a 29-3 win over Dallas. So Seattle moves to 7-6. This is a game that Green Bay was anxious to see how they would come out after a win at home over Chicago last week. Would they have a letdown? There has been a letdown. The last play might just seal it for Tennessee. Titans leading by 6. And Skip Hicks gets the ball all the way inside the Green Bay 30. Green Bay had to call a timeout. They have only 1 left. It's 1st down Tennessee, and they figure to keep it on the ground, and they give it to Hicks again. He gets to the 25, and Green Bay will spend their final timeout. 9 carries, 9 yards. Brett Favre, 201 yards through the air. McNair has had a big day. And then there's Skip Hicks, who has a career-high 142 yards in this game. They'll try to add to it. He won't. Brought down at the line of scrimmage, might have lost half a yard by Billy Lyon. Green Bay without any timeouts. Trailing by 6, and Tennessee's already in field goal range as they lead by 6 points. There's the play clock. There's the game clock at the top of your screen, and McNair will try to drain as much off that game clock as he can.
Well, they can run this down to about 40 seconds here, 41 seconds. And then do the same thing the next play. So they can run this clock out if he snaps it at 41.
1 second remaining on the play clock.
That's it.
The game clock, 34 and counting. The play clock has more time remaining on it, so this game is over, and Steve McNair and Brett Favre come together on the field, the 2 young men from the state of Mississippi. And Amon Green, the NFC's leading man with yards from scrimmage, was shut down today here in Nashville.
Yeah, and this Tennessee team looked like the team that won more games than any other team in the NFL the last 2 years.